My name is Ben Watkins, Ben the Human on Discord. So I started out as like a software engineer, right? And then I basically got dragged into the cybersecurity world, right? And so that's what I've been doing for the past 5 years, probably, right? I do like a lot of like AppSec, DevOps engineering stuff for like my day job. But then at night, I have a wife, I have like a newborn too at the house, right? So balancing all that down, and then also I run like the BuildCyber team for the platform and run like our engineers and things like that.
Awesome, dude. And how did you get into the world of cybersecurity?
Yeah, so it was one of those things where I was like the software lead on a team, and like I always had a good relationship with like our InfoSec department and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And then they kind of just like poached me, right? They were like, hey, we need somebody to build our application security department. You seem like you kind of know what you're doing, right? And so, yeah, I pretty much just transferred over there and still did a lot of the same things, right? Just like helped with the vision and stuff too. But now our security like team had basically just like insider knowledge where the skeletons are buried, right? Mm-hmm. And from there, it was a lot of AppSec stuff, a lot of like putting tools into like security tools into pipelines, right? And then I got into like pen testing a little bit too, right? And got into like a bit of like the CTF world, right? Mm-hmm. And things like that. And so that's been really before that, like, I think people that are like technically curious always kind of gravitate towards security, right? Mm-hmm. Because that's where like the edge is, right? It's like, you're breaking outside of the box a little bit, something like that. Yeah.
So what is your company doing to contribute to the community?
Yeah, so we're with BuildCyber, right? We started out, BuildCyber started out as like a mentorship initiative, right? Where we would provide people that are either like veterans or, rural, like diverse people that like can't break into the cybersecurity industry, because you know how hard that can be sometimes, right? And it's like a mile, the saying, like it's a mile wide and an inch deep. Well, like cybersecurity is a mile wide and a mile deep too, right? And so it started out with that and like getting people, like connecting them with mentors, educating them, getting them placed in like the job field, right? But we kind of kept running up to the same problem that I think we all experience, but we aren't really aware of it. And that's just like how many different ways we consume information today, right? Mm-hmm. You have like, X is a big one, right? YouTube, like blogs, all this stuff, right? Or like internal company documentation, right? And you consume all this stuff in like silos, right? Mm-hmm. Without getting to see the connections across it too, right? Or like, and you also end up consuming a lot of like redundant information that way, right? If I'm like reading my company's documentation on how to like configure S3 buckets or Amazon's, right? Like there's a ton of overlap there, right? And I've always been really like passionate about like knowledge management stuff, like your memory and like our brains are very mechanical in nature, but we kind of just treat it like what feels good is what, how we do things. And that can like, when the stress response is like what actually like, that's how humans stayed alive over all the years, right? So yeah, tangent. But so what we do is we built a platform, right? And so so it's like a knowledge management and like learning platform, right? Where you can bring in your own sources, whether it's company documentation or like YouTube videos or blog articles or whatever it is, right? You ingest into the platform, it breaks it down into like a mind map or like a knowledge graph type deal, except each point on the knowledge graph is like a micro learning module, right? And then from there you can like chart your own path, learn stuff, and like kind of, like the saying, how do you eat an elephant? It's like one bite at a time, right? And so we do that. We like launched that for the beta this weekend, right? So anybody can go on BuildCyber.ai plug and like create an account, start checking it out and stuff too. There will probably be, there's a lot of stuff we need to work still, but yeah, feel free to like go out there and check it out and stuff too.
Sweet. So how did you hear about HackSpaceCon?
So I was at HackRedCon beta, so I'm from Louisville, Kentucky, right? And that's where HackRedCon was at, right? And so that's where I got looped in with like Zach and Dan and Kevin and Ken and stuff like that. And so I started volunteering. And so I volunteered at the first HackSpaceCon too. Was that 2 years ago now? I think
23 or 2022?
Yeah, one of those two things. I think 2023. So yeah, started volunteering with that, and then that's where I got involved with like the BuildCyber and just kind of like looping all that stuff together. And the community is great. Like the like day jobs can be like such like a wear and tear on like we work on like such a cool thing, right? Like everything's a puzzle, or everything's new, and like there's not, it's not shouldn't say it's not boring, right? But like your day jobs can definitely like take all the fun out of it, right? Or just like the slog is like really tough sometimes. But like I love coming to these things because I like go back with like a new perspective on my job, right? And like and I feel like if you can engage your curiosity at work, your life is just so much better.
No, facts. I like that. So what do you think the future of cybersecurity is?
So it's funny because like there's two aspects of cybersecurity, right? Like one is the actual technical like aspects, right? Like staying on top of it, staying ahead of threats and things like that too. And the other piece is like the orchestration, right? Like I call it it's like the organic side of the technology problem, right? It's how do we get all of our developers like on the same page, all the GRC stuff too, and it's like takes a lot of bodies to kind of do that, right? And so we also have like, AI and LLMs and like all of this technology that's kind of coming at us too, and everyone thinks their job's like just cooked, right? And I think that's like, I don't believe in like the doom and gloom stuff like at all, right? Because like it's just another tool, right?
Yeah.
Like if you could show somebody Python back in the like when they were managing their memory in C, right? They'd be like, oh, this is like we're cooked now. You can just like basically almost like write it out, right? And I think it's like the same thing. I'm like super tangenting. I'm sorry, but I think the future is going to be a lot more like tools and guidelines set up around like AI, right? And then also like making sure that the company's like vision and direction is like aligned in this like overarching, almost like control plane, and then we're all plugging into it to get in the weeds, right? Yeah.
Cool, thank you. So what is your company doing to stay innovative?
We use like our product as a company tool too, right? And so like I said, like we have like an AI ingestion engine that allows us to ingest in new documents or stay ahead of stuff or like aware of threats, but also to like learn things, right? And so it's really nice where we have like these shared brains that we create, right? And so I'm like, oh, cool, did you check out like InfoSec Pat's video, or like there's this new thing, and I can drop it into the brain and it'll attach to whatever it's related to, right? And then like my team gets like notifications of like, hey, there's this new thing we need to stay on top of, right? And so we really can like all learn together in that way, and it's like real seamless too. Because like everyone, like this is all stuff that we all need to learn, but everyone's path to that is different, right? Because your memories are different than my memories, right? Yeah. You definitely don't want my memories. But it's nice because like the platform will keep track of all like your knowledge graph, and like, so your path to the, like a breach that happened recently will be very different from my path, right? And stuff like that too. So we're just doing that to make sure that we spend our time effectively, and like we're making sure that we sharpen the axe, the idea of like sharpening the axe rather than just, just swing it, you don't just swing faster, you make sure that your tools are, and your brain is well oiled, I guess.
Yep. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, appreciate
it. Cheers.
Cool, thanks.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, it's good. Are you hanging out tonight, or where are you?